wait a few minutes, see once we get some people going. Right now we're live on Twitch, live on
Oh,
Facebook, live on
you can
YouTube.
go with it.
You want to post it out, share it out on the pages?
Yeah.
Do
Hagen just messaged me and told me that we were late,
yeah. Yep.
and I told him to go to bed.
You watching the NBA yet?
Yeah, it sucked.
Um,
Nobody's good.
what's that?
Nobody's good.
What do you mean nobody's good? Pacers are on pace to win 82.
All right.
Well, it's true. They've only played one game and they won.
Yeah.
So on pace
There's a
for
lot of
82.
there's a lot of teams on pace to go 82.
Yeah, half of them.
Hold on. There we go.
I was underwhelmed by the Lakers the other night.
I mean, they won.
No, they won. I just meant the LeBron Bronny thing.
Oh.
It
I
was
mean,
it was
I knew
silly,
I knew that's how it was gonna go.
and then immediately sending him to the G League.
No, he'll play a few more times.
Oh, I thought they already said. Shams came out and said they were sending him to the South Bay Lakers.
No, for real? I
Yeah,
didn't see that.
yeah, check it. I'll double check because I thought I saw it just a little bit ago before league threads.
I mean, I searched Bronny James G League and nothing came up that says like he was sent or anything. Like everything's like, people talking about he should or whatever. But I mean, he at least had a rebound.
Yeah, that was it.
I mean, that's more than I got. I mean, it's definitely not more than I would have gotten.
Man, it was definitely a Shams post.
Yeah, but I think it was like,
But he's the new NBA guy.
but he sucks at it apparently.
He definitely sounds like he's green whenever he's on there.
Dang, no comments.
Yeah, we got like 6 people. So before we continue to talk, let's get started. So see you guys here in just a minute.
Warning. The following podcast episode is a couple of the same old jerk-offs talking about happenings in the axe-throwing world. It is meant to be informative, but can sometimes be downright boring. If you get bored, that's okay. You can stop watching, because someone else might find this informative. The opinions discussed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of our peers or any axe-throwing organization. We hope you enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Sit Your Axe Down. I think this is episode 24. I'm Kyle. We got Lucas here as well. And thank you for joining us. So I think there's a handful of people watching right now on Facebook and YouTube. So we appreciate you joining us. We're going to talk about the final Waddle Major of the year, which was Crossroads Chaos 2 weeks ago. And then we were just up in Michigan for a Tournament of the Full Moon. So we'll talk about the results of those events. We've got, I remember what I was thinking about earlier was AM Champs. We could chat about AM Champs.
AM Champs. Never heard of her.
So AM Champs is coming up next, and then there's a handful of other small tournaments as well. Going to lead us into 2025. So, but yeah, we'll go ahead and start with the tournament recaps. So, you got all those pictures up. Probably Crossroads Chaos.
Okay. All right. Well, let me give you a little information about Crossroads of Chaos. First things first. Crossroads, which is Flying Squirrel. All right. Amateur Hatchet. We had Logan Childers taking the win. Adam Eberhardt, second place. Matt Bittenbender and third, and Chrissy Tietzen fourth.
Nice. Those first two, they're out of your venue.
That's right.
Trained by Lucas himself.
Yeah, gave him some good tips, like, aim for the bullseye. And that's about it. That's where my tips stop. But
Aim for the bullseye, hit the bullseye.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what else you really need other than that,
It's true.
And oh look, John Cotter is on, our first comment of the evening. And let's see. Next we'll do Open Hatchet. Open Hatchet. I feel like it's better to start in fourth place. I should start from fourth and then go to first.
And then go to first, yeah.
Yeah, fourth place, Tyler Flynn. Third place, Justin Reese. Second place, Dylan Teets. And first place, Lucas Johnson.
I feel like that's how you should also count in duels, but you count the other way.
Oh, no, you would never. Don't count that way. That's terrible. Then what? Let's see. Big X.
Yeah, Big X.
Fourth place again, Tyler Flynn. Third place, Hagen Gooden.
There we go. Tore it up.
Second place, Dustin Wallen. First place, Lucas Johnson. That guy.
Is that the highest? I guess Amateur Hatchet he won, so that would be the highest placement by a by a youth thrower. But Big Axe includes everybody.
Yeah, Big Axe. He's probably the youngest, highest finishing open thrower.
Yeah, I think so.
That could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's not. I don't know what place.
Yeah, I think he came to throw on Sunday after that migraine put him down and out on Saturday.
Yeah, so on Saturday, Amateur Hatchet, unfortunately, he didn't get to finish the tournament.
Yeah, he came in angry and hungry. For
yeah, he was just had some unfinished business to take care of. All right, and then Tyler's so good, fourth place. That's right. Uh-oh, Tyler, we're gonna mention you again. You ready? Duels, top four.
Duels.
Fourth place, Michael Day and Ben Zoyce.
There we go.
Third place, Ryan Smith and Chris Dubois.
That's right.
I linked up. I got
These guys
them.
threw really well together.
Yeah, their partners didn't make it, so I linked them up. Second place, Lucas Johnson, Hagen Gooden.
There we go.
So we got second place, which is better than third place in a open thing.
It's true, but duels is a two-person thing.
Yeah, so he was carrying. First place, Tyler Flynn, Dylan Teets. First place.
Shadow Monsters ain't my dad.
Yeah, first place duels. I also have no idea what that means, and don't explain it to me.
What's that?
I said I don't know what that means, and don't explain it to me.
What means their team name?
Yeah,
I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
it's definitely not.
Some kind of Shadow Monsters ain't their dad.
All right, I forgot about Knife. We had Knife there.
Yep.
Tyler, look at you, fourth place, Kyle Rickenbaugh and Tyler Flynn.
Oh, in knife duels.
Yeah, third place, Lucas Johnson, Thomas Antonello. Yeah, we really wanted just a medallion. We didn't want a big trophy. Second place, Coleman Bates and Justin Reese. And first place, Austin Bach and Dylan Teets. Dylan's a duels thrower now. First place in
Knife
regular
and standard.
knife duels. I mean, Tyler, you screwed it up. You got second in this one. In standard knife, Fourth place, Austin Bach. Third place, Antonello. And second place, Tyler Flynn. First place, Lucas Johnson. So, boom, Crossroads of Chaos. Done. That's how it goes. Somebody also got a bid from that, and it was Dustin Wellman, it looks like.
That's right.
Bid winner.
And then who had the knife duels? Ben and Ryan. Ben and Ryan had it, yeah.
You say so. I just have a picture.
Ben Zoyce and Ryan Gustin got the
I
knife
didn't
bid
put
for
a comment.
knife duels. And then this past weekend, we went up to Jackson, Michigan to Axe Play, which was Tournament of the Full Moon.
This is true.
It's really good tournament. Cool venue.
Oh.
Little neat downtown area. Tournament was almost identical, same sizes. Crossroads Chaos.
Should have brought my belt in here.
Did you forget it?
No, it's just in the living room.
I'll go get it. I can entertain for a few minutes.
Bar, but I'm kind of thirsty, so I'm gonna get a water and a belt.
All right, there you go. You go get that. While you do that, I will try and get to Tournament of the Full Moon. And there was also another tournament this past weekend, which was at Sebastian Arnold's venue, the Kinetic Cut tournament, I believe. Let's see here. But we'll talk about that in a second. So, Tournament of the Full Moon, hosted by Axe Play. We'll start with duels. Duels top four. Myself and Chris Adams, we took fourth. Flow Bros, John Depke and Tyler Flynn took third place. Austin Bach and Colby Pudell took second place. Those guys did good all weekend. And then Lucas and Joe, Divine Johnson, took first place in duels. Big Axe, Chris Adams took fourth. John Depke took third. Tyler second. And Lucas took first place in Big Axe. Then Amateur Hatchet, top four. Brendan Anstein took fourth. Joe Flower third. Caitlin Garrow took second. And Sean Beamish took first place. And then Open Hatchet, Tyler Flynn took fourth place. Joe Devine third. I took second place.
Ooh, Kyle.
Yeah, I finally decided to figure out how to throw towards the end of the day, and then quickly was ready to be done. But yeah, Lucas ended up taking first place in Open Hatchet. He's got that belt there in the corner. Actually, you can see. Actually, I need to
You
go
can see the stream in the. Oh, do you guys want to watch the football game?
Oh, yes, because it's, but right up here, ooh, right there, you can see that little silver thing. That was my second place trophy. But cool thing, Lucas took the axe sweep, and then actually took individual knife too, but unfortunately.
Joe,
I couldn't pull it out. And
Joe won. Joe won there. Joe Flower.
Oh, Joe won knife?
Yeah, I got third.
Did they mess that up on
No.
the post?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm completely wrong. I thought that I was. I thought I screwed. I thought I was the only one that screwed it up. So you also screwed up the sweep too.
Yeah, no, I screwed it up.
That makes me feel a lot better.
Had I known that there was one of these.
What's that? Oh, the belt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe's lucky they didn't tell me there was a belt. Nah. I think I let the table get in my head a little bit, but
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that.
It's okay.
Do you have the knife winners in front of you for Tournament of the Full Moon?
Do I have the knife winners in front of me for Tournament of the Full Moon? Of course I do. Right here. Tournament of the Full Moon. We got Colby Padell in fourth, Lucas in third, Austin in second, and Joe Flower in first.
Sorry about that, Joe.
Yeah, get it together. Duels, John Decky, Tyler Flynn, fourth. Tyler, you're starting to trend here with the fourth places, I'm just realizing.
That's what it sounds like.
Louis Perkin, Tom Casper in third, Kyle Rickenbaugh and Lucas Johnson second, and Austin Bach and Joe Flower first.
There we go. So neither of us were at the other tournament. The
Cutting Edge,
Connecticut. Yep, Connecticut. Do you happen to have those placements handy?
Asking you to receive. First off, we got fourth place Cheyenne.
You're
Third
talking about
place.
knife though?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the only one that's important because the others were a tier 3 or something, and so I don't have any of those.
Okay.
Third place Kev Fang, second place Tommy, and first place Coleman. Duels, Cheyenne, fourth place again with Kevin McNair. Third place Chris Harnett and Jack Hammerl.
I think I would pronounce it Hammerly, but
Okay, why are you asking me if I have them in front of me when you clearly have them too? Second place Kev Fang and Catherine. And first place Tommy and Sebastian. Surprise, surprise. So, and then some people got bids too, but I don't have that post. I just have pictures.
I do. Joe Handy had the bid for the
Standard.
WKTL Standard, and Marcia Lozier and Hunter Honorado. Hopefully I pronounced that right. They got the bid for Knife Duels. Did you do the bids for, mention the bids for Tournament of the Full Moon?
No, all you.
I don't have them handy.
Well, better look next time.
Okay, well, I got them handy right now. So WKTL Standard bid winner was Colby Pudell, and the bid winners for WKTL Duels were Joe Devine and Andy Rice.
That's my duels partner.
That's right.
Standard duels partner. And Andy Rice.
All right. Whew. Okay. I'm done with the recap stuff. Now we can move on. So let's see here. I don't know if you guys saw, we posted yesterday that we are, was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago.
Looking for venues.
Looking for venues for 2025 who are interested in having tournaments. So if you are a venue owner or you know a venue owner, which I'm sure if you're an Xer, you know a venue owner somewhere, but if they're interested in doing a tournament, tell them to jump on Throw Pro's Facebook page or the discussion page. We shared it out there. But click on the jot form, fill that out, and we will take a look at what you got, and we'll try and work out getting a tournament going.
Yeah.
We do other stuff too, so if you're a venue owner and need help training staff or looking for any kind of help in there too, we do that as well.
Yeah, let us know.
Do we have a preference on cities or venues?
Yeah.
Cities, it's good if you're in like a larger city that has like an international airport. We prefer Southwest, mainly because of cost, but hub cities are good.
Yeah, I mean, just something that has a airport close by is ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Aaron, just have them fill out the form.
Yeah, for sure. Send them. I guess she could have tagged those venues. We just can't see that it's tagged.
Well, yeah, if you tagged them, then great job. Have them fill out the form.
But yeah, we looking for those 2025 venues because 2025 is quickly approaching. There's a couple small tournaments I think left. There's Arizona Jersey's having a tournament next weekend.
Yeah, Arizona's this weekend.
I think so. And
Yep.
then that's followed by M-Champs. But then I don't really know what's after that. I don't know that there's anything in December.
There's nothing. It's over.
Hopefully we find out what the rules are. I was thinking that beta 2 test was going to come out soon.
Yeah, I think it should have. I don't know. I'm not really sure why it hasn't. But I have heard rumors of beta 2.
It's funny that we say you heard rumors.
Yeah. I heard some rumors. Some rumors of what it is. Rumor is there will be a different size bullseye
Ooh.
for only the pro division, though.
And just so you know, he's saying rumors because we don't know it.
Yeah,
We don't know
nothing
anything about it. So.
as far as what the changes are going to be. We haven't seen anything official. Purely speculation and rumor at this point.
Yeah.
I just saw pictures of somebody else throwing on it, and so this is my educated guess.
Yeah. Someone throwing on it in that is in a beta test, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Possibly.
But yeah, the
the only email that came out was something that was along the lines of like, here's the process that they're gonna do, but that's all we know.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just looking at it.
Very small part of what drives attendance.
Oh, what?
I don't know what you're talking about there.
Oh, he asked.
I see. I'm curious about the tournament attendance next year after the new rules are implemented.
I actually think so. I think that I actually disagree that the rules will have a big impact on it, but not the rule. The rules themselves won't be the driving factor. It'll be the attitude of people that will be the driving factor. So, like, the new rules will make people.
So you're saying like
They
the
will feel
exact
like-
same thing as 2024?
What's that?
Pretty much the exact same thing as 2024.
Yeah, like the rules aren't the problem this year. It's everybody's pissed off about it and they're mad and they're, oh, these rules suck. So that's why they're not going. They're still throwing in league. They're still throwing on the rules. They're still whatever. That's not the real problem. The real problem is that then that league runner or that venue owner or, top thrower at a venue is now affecting with their attitude other throwers, and then that creates a trend of people being mad or affected by the rules. Now, not directly because it's not the rules itself; it's purely the attitude of said people causing the issue. But I do think that next year will be the opposite. That no matter what the rules are, everybody will be happier about the rules and the rule changes, because they will feel like the survey served its purpose and that they were heard and it was, it's so great. And so I think that you will see an uptick, but it won't really be because of rules. It'll be just because people are happier about things.
Sure. Finances, Yoshi said. I mean, sure, finances will definitely be a thing. For the most part, you're not going to know that what's going to happen until like 2 weeks from now. Once the election cycle is through, I mean, that could make a big change in people's finances, and of course, everything else is still. Rent is getting higher, people's leases are coming up, all that stuff. That'll all be factors and stuff too, but not necessarily affecting attendance of tournaments as much.
I don't think it's a huge thing. I do think that I don't know if have they posted about tournaments yet for next year?
No, just the. I mean, they've sent stuff out to affiliates, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So
nothing is public. So
yeah, so nothing that I can really talk about, but they're doing other things um, to try to get more people to come to tournaments. Um, and I think most of those things will work, will help. Oh, they did release that, Jimmy. I just don't know what
they
public.
did not.
Jimmy didn't. Oh, okay. Well, somebody else told Jimmy then.
Yeah, I was gonna say they didn't release it to the public yet. Um, and affiliates are supposed to keep that to affiliates until it was released. But I mean, inevitably stuff does get out.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they could still change things. Is really the only
Yeah.
reason why. So
But oh, here's an interesting topic. Um, do you think that, for example, if there was a tournament at your local venue next weekend, but it had no circuit points, do you think that nobody would go? Anybody
that's a
in
good
the
question.
chat think that that's a thing? Like, do you only go to tournaments to get circuit points? Or are those just things that happen to be there?
So while people are thinking and commenting and stuff, I'm also gonna CP or not. I go sure. I think
Yeah, so my
100% down to clown.
so
People
my
would still
take
go.
on it was that um, it seems like, at least in my opinion, that people would still go, as well as if they're worried about, oh, now those people won't get circuit points. Well, they're still getting them from league, which is how most people qualify for worlds, anyways. But they could give out more circuit points at larger tournaments, like majors, for example. Now, instead of a major instead of a major giving out circuit points or rewarding circuit points to 16th place, maybe they give it to, I don't know, 24 places or whatever, something. But giving more there and less at local tournaments would equal about the same, but would also then encourage people to go to those larger tournaments, in my opinion.
I agree.
I just don't think that they're necessary for small ones. But yeah, Jimmy, those were the worst. Regionals were a hot mess. And just to be clear, at any point, anybody can have a regional. They can call it whatever they want. They can invite only the people within their region if they want. Or when regionals first started, you could go to whichever regional you wanted. And I went to one in Denver. So regional, smeegional. And then after that, all of them were on the East Coast. And so I went to 2 Midwest regionals and won both.
And then you
So
went to an Atlantic regional, and they restarted it like twice and didn't
that one
pay.
was the worst. Yeah. So yeah, anybody can have a regional. I mean, I've been to a Florida championship as well, which was kind of a regional thing. Been to 2 Midwest regionals, a regional in Chattanooga, which was a hot mess. 15 duels teams paid out to the top 16. And also a mountain regional. I don't know.
I think that's right.
Yeah, you could. I mean, that's something that you could organize, Jimmy, if if you wanted. Oh, yeah, they were a mess, Jimmy. I mean, that's why they are gone. And in at least the original intended capacity. They are gone.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that it could be done. I just think that there needs to be more thought and more of
Well, the hard part,
realistically, like if they were gonna do something like regionals again, there needs to be more consistency with how tournaments are run. Um,
well, the other secondary problem was attendance. Like Midwest one would have 100 people, and there were Canadian ones that had a duels team go 0-2, and they earned the bid to Worlds from that regional
Kind of getting close to that though in
in knife duels.
knife duels.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, the regions were also just really tough to do. I mean, like just make really bigger regions and maybe it would work. Like if you did like a East versus West, or like maybe just 4 regions or something. But yeah, there's so few people in some of the regions and so many in others that it was hard. And I know like everybody wants it to be local and all of that so that they can drive and go there, but yeah, there's just too many
Yes,
things.
Yosh says I think tournament formats shifting every couple of years or so, or sometimes hard to track unless you're constantly competing regularly. I mean,
Yeah,
realistically, the tournament format, in terms of like what things are called, the how they're doing. I mean, that's realistically changed every single year. It has not been realistically consistent, really at all since we started.
yeah.
I mean, it's just gradually evolving, which is it's still early in the sport,
I mean, I
realistically
think
too. So
the thing is it doesn't really matter.
true, true. It causes a lot of confusion. Um,
Tournament, just go through.
yeah, it causes a lot of confusion
Figure out the
when
rest
it's
later.
extremely complicated. Um, which was kind of like something that we talked about in the tournament committee. Was like things have been very complicated. You should essentially try to make it more simple, and so something like them would.
Yeah, but you don't. Again, Jimmy, this is the same argument I had with somebody else this week. Something like them is just a local tournament.
Sure.
Like you just have a tournament. It doesn't. You can call it whatever you want. You can have whatever name associated with it, but invite people from local states, and you have a regional.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know how to make it more simple than that, but like a stepping stone can literally be any of those things.
Yeah, I mean, going to your first tournament is, that's, I mean, I will say, like, the very first tournament that I ever went to that was like a real tournament was Ironside. And I mean, that was in 2019. I think it was Lucas's first tournament, too, right?
Ironside?
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, that tournament was essentially, I don't even know what I would say it was a stepping stone, but like just going to that one tournament was, what hooked me with tournaments. And so, at Crossroads Chaos, some of Ryan's local venue people was like their first tournament. So like hopefully we ran a good enough tournament for them to kind of catch the bug and go like, yeah, maybe I should be traveling to some more tournaments just to get it under my belt. I mean, there was definitely an opportunity this past weekend for some of those local people in Indianapolis to drive to Michigan and do that tournament. I mean, it was, for them was 2.5 hours, 3 hours at the most.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but tournaments in and of themselves, I feel like there's too many people that are like really worried about like I don't know, I guess what it's called and what they get from it.
what level it is, what tier it
Yeah,
is, all that stuff.
Whereas, I mean, and I have, obviously somewhat of an advantage. Like I'm not actively trying to earn a bid in some things, so I understand that there's a difference there. But um, but yeah, the tournaments for me are, I go to a lot, but the small ones are just as good as the larger ones.
Yeah.
And sometimes even better, just because you get more time to explore and hang out and see people versus being stuck in a venue all day, which has been nice about this year. I mean, for people that just joined, the last 2 years, specifically 2 years ago, I mean, there were 100 plus people in Hatchet every year or every tournament, and you would show up in the morning not really knowing that your bracket wouldn't start for 6 more hours,
Oh yeah, I mean
and
the
you'd be
the,
there till 2 a.m.
the Ironside, not the Ironside in 2022, I think. Um, Amanda was in the first bracket, so I got there at whatever 8 o'clock in the morning because they started at 9, and literally didn't throw my first axe in Hatchet until almost 10 p.m. 13 hours later.
I threw my first hatchet the second or third year of Ironside. I threw my first hatchet at 8 a.m. and I threw my last one at like 1 a.m.
Yeah, whenever the final started.
Yeah, because not only did they do a double elimination tournament, but then when they reset the bracket, they did another double elimination tournament. So I um, almost played somebody 3 times.
Yeah, like people now are worried about like, oh, I've had to sit for 45 minutes. Oh, I need 3 practice throws, and it's like, well, shit, I've been to tournaments where I had to sit for 2 hours waiting for my second match and only got 1 practice throw.
I think, Yosh, I think that there are too many tournaments that have those things associated with them, like circuit points and tier this, tier that, whatever. In my opinion, I think that if there were less of those types of tournaments, then you could still have those local tournaments. You still have those stepping stones for people, but those people that are looking for stepping stones are not really looking for circuit points. And they're gonna most likely get one, you know? And then if they just have fun, they get the bug, then they go to one where they can earn those things. And if there were less of those types of tournaments to where you could earn those things, then I think that you would see more people try to go to those. So I don't know. That's what I think, but who knows?
So I mean I've said it multiple times on here. I agree. I think too many tournaments. That is, I mean, realistically, too many tournaments that have those things because it's a supply demand issue. I think. And then on Tyler's comment, I disagree. If you do the research, I think you can find travel for
Oh yeah,
definitely can find cost effective travel.
yeah.
But I mean,
There's like, I mean, just for example, Jersey this in 2 weeks or a week and a couple of days, you could go for $70
yep,
round trip, $70 flight.
round trip.
So, I mean, there are still cheap flights out there. There's still ways to get places. I mean, it's,
We can add travel services to Throw Pros if people need assistance. We
yeah,
can we
yeah,
can
I can
help.
get,
We can
I
we
mean,
can
Jen
help.
is a travel agent, like, so we can actually she's actually legitimately a travel agent too. She just doesn't ever do it.
Nice.
But yeah, we could start that service. So,
Yeah.
let us know where you're looking to travel to,
Flying
where
out
you're
of the
coming
West sucks.
from.
That's possible.
We can get it started. Um,
There was one other comment that I saw that I was like, oh yeah, I want to touch on that.
yes, the first one was 32, second one was 64, and Waddle just stole my idea. They're doing it at AmChamps.
Yeah, they did it last year too, Pro Am.
Did they do 64 too? Dang, they just
Might have been 32. I can't
I don't
remember.
know. But
I will be honest. I actually liked the way that worked. Like I liked the way that it was set up to where like if you finish in the top 10% of a tournament, so that was kind of an incentive for like some of the people to travel to some of the larger events last year. Like to get into that pro
oh yeah.
setup. Like I kind of like that. Just be able to get one ways for under $150. I'm confused. You used to be able to get any one ways in 20 and 22 for under 150 round trip.
Well, yeah, but we're saying that it round trip is $70 now.
Yeah, so I think flights are still able to be found very cost effective, but hotels and Airbnbs were definitely cheaper.
Yes, because people were worried about staying in hotels and stuff, so they were
Yeah.
like trying to, you know, make they were trying to get more people to stay in hotels and stuff like that. So that stuff definitely has gone up.
Now I see what you're saying, Tyler. Direct makes
You
way more
gotta
sense one way. Yeah, you were
you
doing
gotta
one ways and round trip, and I was like, oh, those two different things.
you do have to. I mean, you have to like share rooms and do stuff. I mean, it's not the you can't like pinch pennies um, and then on a flight and then spend $150 a night at a hotel. It just doesn't end up working out.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I will say, so we were talking about those Jersey flights, and we found the flights super cheap, and then of course I sent the picture of the Cybertruck to rent.
yeah.
That was more expensive than the
Yeah,
whole
Kyle
trip.
was like, "Oh, do you want to rent this Cybertruck for $300 a day?" I'm like, "No."
It was less than 300 because it was like 500 for the whole thing.
Yeah,
But
it was 238
yeah,
positive. You guys, I just lost several bets by like 2 and 3 yards. It was great.
several bets.
Several. Um, yeah, you gotta squad up in Florida, different tournaments, etc. Yeah, camper. One time we did that. I don't know
Oh
that
yeah,
was that cost effective necessarily, but it was fun. It wasn't
it
terrible.
wasn't terrible. It was probably what it would have cost to do hotels,
Yeah,
but it was experience that mattered.
yeah. But yeah, there's ways to save money and go to tournaments, and you just kind of have to be smart about it. You have to plan. You can't just decide on Wednesday that you're going to go to the tournament
Yeah,
that weekend.
one of the biggest things, and I don't know. I mean, unless you're flying into an airport that doesn't have Southwest, I don't understand why everyone isn't flying Southwest. Because
You don't get to pick your seat, Kyle.
I don't care. I'm not paying for bags.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean that's a big thing. I mean, even if you carry on something else, it's still the you still can't get the cheapest ticket. Southwest is so great because immediately save $80
yeah,
on your taxes. Because on any other airline, you're spending at least $80 to get your packs bag there and back.
right.
And if you have another bag that you can't carry on, which you could, like for example, this weekend, like I'm just gonna check the one bag, or next weekend rather. But like you just have to, work with what you're getting type of
Yeah, the
thing.
the key is not doing it last minute too. So like, if you're going last minute, it doesn't matter what airline you're doing, it's going to be more expensive. But if you
Yeah.
plan things out ahead of time and you book those things early, like Southwest is always running, they have a regular sale schedule where they run sales. They have regular price adjusting, like what is it, Tuesday, Wednesday, or like the 2 days where it's the cheapest to book.
Yeah, you also get there's a couple other things like if you book a flight now, 6 months in advance if the schedule will allow it. And then a month from now, you see that the ticket goes down $50.
Yeah, you
Then
get that
you
money
literally
back.
just click a button and you get $50 credit back.
Yeah.
So then on
And you can
flight,
always switch your flights out too.
yeah, you can change flights. You can same day change. I don't know if that's only A list, but I think that you can do same day
I've
change.
done it before, yeah.
Yeah, free. Um,
Like if your stuff changes, like, and you decide you're not going, like, you get a credit back, so then you just keep that credit to the next tournament. And
yeah, so there's a lot of good stuff. I mean, like for example, Jenna and I have Southwest credit cards. We just spend enough money to get what's called a companion pass, and then we actually only pay for one ticket.
yeah, and
So
then you pay like the $11 tax on the second one, and that's it.
yeah,
So, yeah.
so that's another way that every flight that we go on is basically half price.
Yep. Yeah, same thing. I've done the card as well. I essentially just we do it because I have the venue, so I can use that card for venue stuff and rack up points that way. And
Anybody wants to get one, let me know. I have a link I can send you. We'll both get bonus points. So
20,000 bonus points.
yep, let me know. I could use them. Do it in January though, because if you get the companion pass in like February, then you get it for the rest of the year and the following year. So you would get it for February to December for 2025, and then January to December of 2026.
Yep.
I'm trying to get one January of next year. So yeah, this is brought to you by Southwest. All right, while we're on this, I don't know if anybody else, I know like Tyler, obviously. I don't know if anybody else is like in any cornhole groups or disc golf groups, but man, are they very similar in the type of things
It's exactly the
that
same.
are, regular issues within the sport. So speaking of like money and what it costs to get to tournaments and stuff like that.
How
Um,
payouts are structured,
yeah, so
rule
that
changes.
the payout things were big on a disc golf podcast that I listened to. And they were talking about, they just don't understand like what happens with the money, where it goes, why it's all of these things that they don't need. Like the things that they need at a tournament are not the stuff that they get. And then like I can't remember all the things they were saying that they normally, get in their like welcome bag or stuff like that. But they were saying, they would rather see that money put to either other things or to the prize pool, which is the thing that I know, other people have expressed for axe throwing as well. And their payouts are starting to go down a little bit. Like cornhole and disc golf are so much more organized. Like they already have schedules for next year and stuff like that, which is huge for them. Like they're already planning what they're going to do for their tours and who's going to what tournaments, and they already know the payouts for those tournaments too. So next year, like Barbasol is a big sponsor. Whatever tournament they're sponsoring again next year, like the overall prize pool is going down like $12,000, which is obviously huge for us, which isn't
You're
a
talking
ton
about disc golf with
for disc
Barbasol.
golf. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you why Barbasol doesn't want to sponsor disc golf. Is there's probably a bunch of babyface guys with no beards.
No, they have beards, and they're the best player this year does not have one, but they are still sponsoring, but it went down
Went
$12,000,
down.
and we're going to decide did it go down because of the sponsor? Did it go down because like the like disc golf network, I think, ended up laying off a bunch of people. So is that money from like what they felt they needed to save from XYZ, or where did the money go and why, and they were trying to figure it out. But they also have hit a peak during COVID and are starting to kind of come down off of that as far as disc golf goes. But yeah, like Tyler said, having all that stuff, they
I still use shaving cream when just
easily.
not as
What do you?
much. I mean, like little up here, little in here, neck.
I haven't put shaving cream on my face in 10 years, maybe.
10 years.
I have no idea. I don't know the last time I bought shaving cream. I don't own
I was gonna say, I don't use
a
stuff
razor
like
that I
like
could
that.
use. I don't own a razor that would be useful for shaving cream.
When was the last time we fully? I mean, I've had the last time that I fully shaved was probably my senior year of high school. Last wrestling meet of the year. Because we couldn't have facial hair on our face for that. But I've had. So that would be 12, 15 years ago.
I have no idea. I mean, mine wasn't the last time that I remember shaving. I did it in like sections. I like shaved this for one day, then I shaved all of this, and I just had a mustache for a day, and I shaved it all. But that was like 2012, maybe 13. I don't know, something like that. But anyways, back to my point, there was just they have the same issues in other sports that we have. But they have some other nice things, like I was saying with the schedule and stuff, already knowing, their schedule for next year. Um, Helps, like Tyler was saying, with being able to plan and schedule things, which in also then saves you money because you're planning ahead of time, which makes things less expensive, etc. So it's it's interesting to hear those things from other more well established larger sports as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I've been in the one cornhole group that I sent you. Like, I've been in that since 2020. Yeah, I mean, it's always the same. Like, they have the same issues, the same stuff people complain about on the discussion pages, the same stuff that gets complained about in their pages too, and there's the same sibling rivalry that Waddle and IATF have with ACL and ACO, and honestly very similar. Very very similar. Like you know which one is Waddle and you know which one is IATF in the cornhole world too. So it was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all the same.
All right, switching topics. We didn't talk about this, but do you that we were going to talk about this? But there's a couple of people in here talking.
ACO is IATF.
It's the ITF, yeah. Jimmy would like that one more. That totally checks out. You anybody in the chat can feel free to give us your thoughts, but just speaking of target and rule changes, which was another thing that both have experience with. You guys think the 4-ring, just on the Waddle target, 4-ring, too big? Hot take. I'd love to see. I would personally like to see the 4-ring a lot smaller, especially for knives. How infuriating is it to throw a knife and it stick in the marker of the bullseye or of the 5? and the other person to barely stick a 4 and be like a full 6 inches away from what you're getting. Makes it much more of a precision sport.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be. I think you'd have to make everything
Okay,
smaller.
another scenario, Yosh, for amateur, you're throwing, you're just barely missing 5s on the outer targets. You're going for those outer ones, and you're just barely missing. But your opponent is going for the outers and missing by this much and getting 4 points, and you're missing by this much and getting 3 points. That doesn't bug you. That doesn't make you feel a little angry inside.
It bugs me, but I sure do enjoy it when I do that against you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Tyler, that's where I was headed there. I was just waiting. I wanted to hear a little bit from people, and then I was going to hit them. But yeah, I mean, next year, assuming that the target that I saw being tested is accurate, which I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, but you should actually, but Yosh, in order to get what they're getting, you should actually throw worse. If you threw worse, you would be getting more points.
It's
So,
very true.
so throwing better would be a bad thing to tell you in that instance.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how. I mean, you can just watch any one of my, not anyone. I mean, but a lot of my hatchet matches. I mean, there's so many times where, and it's happened multiple times against Lucas. Like Lucas will throw 6 and hit a 3, and yeah, I'm throwing at the same thing I throw at all the time, and it just decides it wants to go into the 4. And sure, I got 1 point better than he did, but I also missed by 6 inches.
Yeah, but
So
when
it's
you do
extremely frustrating. Like,
when you do it 3 times in a row, it helps.
yeah, it definitely does help, but it like that just exposes a flaw
Yeah.
in the game.
But that same thing is going to be prevalent next year, but even worse in that
But I
all
will
of
say, this weekend, game 1 of our finals,
yeah,
when he was throwing 3s, I was throwing 5s.
that's right.
So,
Sticking it to me.
and then I got real cocky and did a stupid thing at the end, but that's okay. But I still won game 1, only
Part of
because
the
Lucas
game?
let me. But
Sure. Part of a bad game? Yes.
correct.
Um, even more so next year. I mean, with the 5 presumably getting bigger for the outer targets and the bullseye getting smaller than what was presented for a beta 1. Beta 2 looks like it's going to be small bullseye that we have right now for the outers and the bigger 5, which is going to mean that like,
Oh, I thought it was going to be 3. I thought it was like they were going to put the smaller one in the middle of the, like, the normal bullseye size.
yeah, but they're just going to ignore that for pros, so it'll still be small bullseye is 6 and big for 5.
Oh, I thought they were going 6-5-4.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's not going to be a 4.
So it's just gonna be that massive 5 with a little tiny 6.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's dumb. I don't like that.
But put the bulls in the middle of the 2-3 rings, like right on the line, move them up or down or out just a tad. So that and then is everything at Austin?
What's that?
Or Austin box said put the bulls in the middle of the 2-3 rings, like right on the line, move them up or down and out just a bit. But then when you miss, you get 2 points, or yeah, I mean, essentially that's what the current beta 1 was old knife target just with no marker line, and them being on the outside instead of up and down.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Beta 1 was old knife target with 2 more additional bullseyes instead of 3. There's still 5 big ones. But now it's going to be that with just a smaller bullseye in the middle. So it'll be interesting to throw on it. I just think it'll be even more frustrating than this year. Would be 6.
Should
be 654. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree that it should be. Yeah, I remember Tyler and Sebastian doing that. But yeah, 654 would make way more sense. It just seems that there are a lot of people that disagree with that. I tried to present it a couple of times and nothing ever came of it. It was shot down very quickly. So I don't know. It looks like that's essentially what it's going to look like, though, is the same 654, but they're just going to ignore the 5 part of it for pros.
I think that'll be so weird.
What happens with player rating with 7-8 kill? I think that they just update the formula. It doesn't. I don't think it changes anything.
Oh gosh, I hope not. If by update the formula you mean substitute numbers, go for it. But
yeah, they're just going to do that. But this is another interesting thing. How many people are going to be pros next year? I think there's going to be like 400 of them.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot.
There's going to be like 400 people with a rating that is going to be over what they're suggesting will be the pro cutoff right now. And so there's going to be 400, 500 people that can throw a 600 rated season. And
anybody whose rating's above 600, Yosh.
But then also, now how are they going to calculate it from amateur to pro? Because the AMs are going to have a bigger bullseye.
You mean advanced?
Sorry, advanced to pro for next year. So if advanced is now a 1.5 inch bullseye, how is their rating ever going to translate to the 0.75 inch bullseye? A lot of questions that I'm not sure that anybody has answers to. Should be interesting for sure.
I mean, there's a.
Austin sent me a photo.
What's that?
Austin sent me a photo of what he was saying. But Austin, what score do you get when you get outside of that? Do you get a 3?
No, I mean.
All right, this is where Austin wants to move them, so that you can't accidentally throw 4s, but you still could accidentally throw a 4, yeah. And then even worse if you threw it the other direction, though, you would get like a 2 or whatever.
You could definitely still throw 4s there.
Well, you could throw a 4. Well, I mean.
Oh, he wants to move them to the 2 ring.
Yeah, where the yellow line is pointing.
Okay, but now I get it.
He wants to move them further from the 4, which makes sense, and would help a lot. Neil, I'm not sure. I did hear that he'd helped design a game before, though, or something. Assuming you're talking about Ryan Vincer. I don't know about a master's in game theory, but something. Yeah, so Neil, are you saying 750 rating will be pro or 750 people will be pro?
Probably both.
Yeah, it's probably about the same.
But yeah, like I mean, realistically, a 750 rating is going to be somebody. Tyler and I did the math in Virginia Beach. Like 750 will be somebody who's like a 400 rating now.
Yeah, originally it was 600, which is like every single person, which is what Tyler's just now saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean with the
Yeah, because like a 700 rating is going to be 950 plus.
but also how will they I don't understand how they're going to give a rating for advanced that then moves you to pro because the ratings are going to be so skewed because they have an extra 4 times the size of a bullseye.
Correct. It's going to take a lot of thinking, and it should take a lot of thinking with a lot of people, or at least a handful of people,
Yeah.
so that things get thought out and discussed, and it's not just a guess.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I don't know that the 5 ring is done for pros, but I just think smaller increments would help determine who was more accurate that day. So actually similar to the picture that Austin just sent with 3 rings, having those options to where you could get a 6, 5, and 4 all in one smaller condensed area would show who was missing by a small amount would get more points than the person missing by a larger amount. But I don't know. Maybe that's what beta 2 is. Maybe I'm wrong after looking at some pictures online. I don't know. Anxiously waiting to hear. Does anybody know does anybody know dates that they originally had? I don't remember what they were or if they even said like, hey, by this date we'll have a beta 2.
They did. It was in that original post. But I'm pretty sure that I want to say that the last beta thing was supposed to be like sometime this month before like it was released, or maybe like first week in November. But
Yeah.
I know they're focused a lot on AmChamps, and they just had to change the entire gameplay for that, or structure for the event, which I'm really glad that they didn't just guess on that, and that there were conversations had. And
I saw that.
Only thing that I still don't like is the tiebreaker thing.
Oh gosh,
Other than that, I think everything is fine.
I'm actually super surprised that there aren't a lot of amateurs that are mad about that, and maybe it's because they don't understand what is gonna happen. But if I was an amateur, I would be so mad that that's the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine?
And you should really, really read it and really, really think about it, because it.
Yeah. So if you're going to
AmChamps,
if you're going to AmChamps and you're throwing in any of the group stages, and you tie with another person within your group for the top 2 spot or top 3 spot, whatever it is that gets to go on. I think it's top 2 for them now. But if you tie with somebody for one of those spots, then you are going to then not go head. It won't go down to head to head. No.
Yeah, so let's just give an example here. So let's say we'll do a very simple one. There's 4 people in the group. Let's just use names. So
all right, I'm in one.
Lucas, Kyle, Tyler,
Neil. Just use Neil since he's on here. All right, I beat everybody.
All right, Lucas is 4-0.
Or 3-0, because I can only.
Yep, 3-0.
All right, I went 3-0. I made it through.
And let's see here.
Kyle and Tyler both went 2-1.
And Neil went.
That means that he can only go 1 and 2, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody doesn't make it out, but the important thing is that.
So Tyler and I are tied. And I beat Tyler.
When you guys played,
Correct. I beat Tyler when we played. But Tyler decided to stay down on throw 10. But because it was out of reach and he wanted to practice bullseyes. But it was out of reach, so I'm going up because I want to practice kill shots. But I missed my kill shot.
well, it doesn't matter if you hit or miss it based
It's
upon
very true.
stats.
Very true.
Half
But
stats.
even though I beat Tyler, if that one match result makes Tyler's bullseye percentage higher than mine, Tyler,
It actually doesn't even matter if in that game, like he could have a bad game against you, miss majority of his bulls, or you throw one more than him and you win.
Yeah.
But then in the game when you play me, you
also out of reach.
Yeah, or you
Kill
not
shots.
even you just have to go for kills against me, right? To try and catch him, and you miss him. But then when I was playing Tyler, Tyler kept it close. Tyler hit all of his bullseyes against me. He threw really well, and I just beat him by 1 point when it came down to the end. I threw a 64, he threw a 63, for example. So he has a way higher bullseye percentage than you. So now he has a higher bullseye percentage than you. He moves on, even though you beat him head to head.
Yep.
Which is so crazy. So
Insanely wild.
if I was an amateur thrower, I would strongly consider not going for kills unless they're needed to catch up or needed to defend your current lead because somebody else is going up. And then I would not agree to 9 and 10 with anybody.
Yeah.
Because if your opponent misses, then you should be going for a bullseye on your next throw to try to raise your bullseye percentage in case that you tie at the end of your group stage. I'm not sure who, but Waddle decided that type of thing.
Correct. So I'm hoping that
normally I would tell you 100%, like if it's a close game, agreeing 9 and 10 I think is usually a honorable thing to do. But I agree, Jeff. But if you look at the stats on axthrowing.org,
they do.
They are not calculated correctly and will and so unless they plan to change that before
and just so you know, like Caleb just said, that's crazy. Thank you for that information. That information is posted online.
Yeah, it
is on Facebook.
Out there. Somebody last week, actually, Logan, who won the tournament, he just posted about it as well, trying to figure out why it was that.
Correct.
And everybody acted like he was confused and were asking him,
because the way that is the way that is right now, that is not the way that any group stage of any sport on the planet would operate.
Or just anything ever.
So.
Yeah. Yes, he did, Tyler. They were like, oh, yeah, no, we're still doing regular overtime for each game. And he was like, yeah, that's not what I asked. I even provided a screenshot. I don't know where you guys are talking about. But either way, if you are throwing in that, I would just either A, ask questions to find out, is bullseye percentage going to be calculated correctly? Is somebody going to go through and manually calculate bullseye percentage for any ties on each game? Because using just what the app gives back is not accurate.
And the reason that I think that it's not accurate is because the way they have it set up with kills.
Well, sixes are counted in your sixes.
Correct.
And so 6 kill shots count against it.
Correct. So realistically, it's an algorithm problem in how they have that set up, which could be changed.
Yeah.
And probably should be changed. It's just putting a different marker on the kill shot. So.
But as of right now, sixes all count sorts. So a kill shot 6 actually in the app would count for you.
Correct.
But a kill shot 8 would count against you for bullseye percentage.
For bullseye percentage.
because it will count that 8 as a throw that you missed the bullseye. Where you missed a 6.
Correct. But it is calculated correctly in terms of how the rating works. It's a kill shot 6 is counted
No, a
as
kill shot 6 would help. A kill shot 8 would count against you. This is a very similar issue or sort of the same issue that knife used to be. Knife, there was a bullseye percentage was used for seating, which made no sense because a 5 then was the same punishment as dropping. So you could drop 2 knives, hit a bullseye. I could throw 3 5s, and you would seat higher than me. I would have 15 points, and you would have 6. That's stupid. Neil, for percentages, no, there's no multiples.
That's for the rating.
Yeah, you're talking about rating. We're just purely talking about percentages.
For the rating, yes. For the actual bullseye percentages for the actual thing you hit percentages, multiple doesn't matter.
Tyler thinks that it does take those out, so I'm going to look at the tournament really quick.
It separates kill 6s from the other 6s, but in terms of the rating calculation, it doesn't matter. 6 is a 6 regardless of if it's a kill, and an 8 is an 8. Sort of, yes.
So I could be wrong. Let's see. Oh my gosh, go full screen. Stop doing that. All right. So no, there's a detailed kill shot which does tell you kill 6s and kill 8s, but there's no separate tally for percentage.
Right.
There's just a 6 percentage and an 8 percentage. So unless they just disappear, I don't see how they would be calculated separately. Like,
yeah, they're not separated for the percentages.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I would have to go through to do, let's see, 9 plus 14 is 23, plus 2 is 25, and that's 5. So yeah, all of the throws are accounted for within the percentage portions, and it shows that Joe hit 6 kill shot 6s and no 8s. Sorry, Joe, you're just at the top. I'm not trying to pick on you for not hitting any 8s. But it shows that he hit 72 6s, but he did not hit 72 bullseyes. He realistically hit 66 bullseyes. And then you have to take out 6 more attempts. Like, there's just going to be math that's going to need to be involved in order to figure it out. And if they're going to do that, then that's fine. But I have not heard that they are. And so I just worry that they're going to, at the end of the group stages, look at these stats and they're going to say, hey, this person had a higher bullseye percentage. But when in reality, they did not.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that, because we I mean, we have a lot of conversations about these things. I mean, we go to a lot of events and we see a lot of this stuff. So like, it's things that we, think about and talk about fairly regularly. But I don't know that that there are a large amount of people who are actually reading and actually looking into some of this stuff when they're going. So like, these are things that we find and we try to help and try to make things better.
All right. Jimmy, this is rating.
Yep. So essentially,
current league average.
Essentially, you want to hit the kill shots and you want to hit the bullseyes.
Yeah, your hit percentage here times 500, and then kills hit times 2. Ta-da! That's your rating. That's how it's
Yep. Your
calculated.
average is played into that. So if you don't hit the bullseyes and you don't hit the kill shots, but you just have a really high, a high average, that helps, but
Yeah.
not near as much as hitting the red and hitting the blue, or hitting inside the red line on the kill shots.
Yes, placement sheets were wrong. There's just other like little things like I think they had the duels wrong for axe play, like second and third was back or no, that wasn't them. Sorry. That was just axe plays post. Um and that type of stuff happens. Like it's easy, but yeah, the placement sheets have been wrong and stuff. I don't know 100% that CPs are correct. I don't even have the time to go back and check them all, but I heard several of them were wrong. And then yes, Neil, it's because of pool play that it's important. Otherwise, another tournament, it's not important. Now, 2 years ago, it used to be important because when you had multiple brackets, they would reseed the brackets when they made a finals bracket, and then they would use bullseye percentage to do that. And so it was really annoying to have to explain that that's stupid because during a tournament, bullseye percentage is not important. What's important is beating the other people.
Correct.
And why are we reseeding something that was already seeded? Why wouldn't we just keep our same seeds and or keep everything in its same spot of where it would have ended up? So
Yoshi, if you're referring to AmChamps, no clue. No clue.
when do we find out if CP affects where we land and which day? I thought they released a spreadsheet that kind of had some of that.
They did release a spreadsheet. I think the spreadsheet showed who had like the buys on the different days, and then I
Yeah,
think they
so
had
that
some kind of sorting. So you may check the
most recent
player
email
portal.
or post. I think the portal had that information.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was up to date with CP because you could technically still earn CP for a few more days. Like you could earn CP this weekend and you could earn CP next weekend, and then that would be the last time. So whatever is currently on there might not be 100% how it will be at the end. And I'm not sure that they have like last weekend, some people got CP, etc. So I'm not really sure how they already had some of that out because there's still a lot of CP that could be gained.
I am excited to see how AmChamps works because I'm really happy that essentially it's starting group play the first day. Correct?
Yeah, group play would be cool. I'm interested to know what Jimmy means that he has been throwing froggy style. Um, I I have thrown. I do tournament format except for the center. Like because of rating and because I suck if I can't hit the middle one, I will sometimes go for the center first from the back. And if I throw a 5, I'll throw at the center again, trying to get a 6. But otherwise, I typically throw tournament style.
Yeah, I think what I was going to say about the pool play, like I'm excited to see how, like, because there aren't other disciplines, this is going to, work well, I think, because, like, normally if you're not, like, I really wasn't thrilled about the way it was initially set up, where they were going to have, like, regular double elimination on Friday and then the pool play Saturday. Like, I would always have wanted it to be pool play only because, like, if you've got people who are traveling
Yeah, pool
for
play
this,
should have been first day no matter what.
like double elimination, you could be like there would have been people 0-2. They threw 2 games, 20 throws or 40 throws, and that's it. Where this pool play is going to allow people to throw quite a bit. So like that's good that people are getting to throw
Kind
a
of.
lot.
It could be. It'll be more than normal, but for sure more opponents, which is cool.
Yeah, that's ultimately what I mean. So and then like it's pool play for 2 days, right?
Yeah, first day is games, 2 games.
Right.
Second day, sorry, is best of 3. So that'll be interesting. And Jimmy, I did not say don't throw center, so I don't know what you're talking about.
He was just meaning that he changes when he throws center. In
But if
league, he
you're
throws it first. In tournament, he typically throws it last.
if you're saying that you only throw center, then yeah, I think that that's a bad idea.
That will kill your rating.
I mean, there are people that made top 128 twice and threw center from the back. But yeah, I
From the
wouldn't
back,
throw center
yeah.
again if I had already hit it.
Yeah.
I would throw center until I did hit it though. But who knows? Yeah, that won't even be a thing next year though. It won't matter what order you go in.
Because it's all from 12.
Yeah, it's all from 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's only really important. I mean, I still aim at all of the things. I also don't go for kills from the front or anything like that. Neil, you an owl? Um,
Let's see here. What we got? We got a pretty good amount of people still watching. That's good. We did have one person who sent in a question.
ooh, I didn't see
And
that.
it was for Lucas.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Really was for anybody to answer, but Lucas, I think, will give the best response. So,
Oh gosh, I can't wait.
this person asked, I'm trying to figure out how to get out of my head when you get a chance to potentially throw a 62 or 63 or even a perfect game. And you really have to focus on the task. So what's your response to that, Lucas? How do you get out of your head in intense moments in a match?
I usually just act like it's not an intense moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just try to like forget. Um,
Did you just
Caleb,
forget what
yeah.
you were saying? Oh.
I was reading Caleb's thing. I couldn't help. Correct. Yes, it will. That would affect it. But back to high pressure moments. I think that's. I've heard other throwers say this before. Take every throw serious. Every throw matters, and every throw is its own separate thing. So like, if you can throw a bullseye and you can throw a kill shot, you can throw a 64, right?
Yeah,
So
if you can hit a bullseye, if you can hit a kill shot, you can hit a bullseye or a kill shot every single time you throw.
you could, yeah. Every time you step up to throw, you could be hitting those things. Now, obviously hitting them more often helps, etc. Practice, things like that. But like, for example, in a game, like in a duels game, when you're playing another team that is equally matched as you, and you're always going to be within 2 or 3 points within 1 or 2 points at the end of a game, and you're all going to be going up. It really doesn't matter if you go for kill on throw 1 or throw 5.
Which you did this weekend.
We did, but like it really doesn't. It doesn't change anything in the game.
See, I think that it does a little bit.
Okay, I'd take that back. It does change things in the game. There are still some mental aspects, but like for the person that is going for the kill, it doesn't change anything.
True.
Right? So it's just I think the easiest way to explain, my take on that is that if I almost have a chance for something, I just act like it's a normal throw. Try to act like it's throw 5 and not throw 10, or throw 7 and not throw 10. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now, that used to be a lot easier when there was no other thinking involved in throwing. Like when you would get, I mean, I could just zone out for an entire 3 games and throw, 63, 62, 64 and not think at all. I mean,
Yeah.
but
Now there's more strategy involved.
there's a lot more going on. There's a lot of things going on in one game. Like I made a mistake this weekend against John Depke in Hatchet. I was up 3 points going into the last throw. He threw a kill and got 6 points. Well, I could have easily just thrown a 4 and won. But I was not paying attention and not thinking. So I went for a 5 and threw a 3. And then I was just mad the rest of the games. I was like, why did I just give up a game? I could have just thrown a 4. And I lost in overtime. And then I had to fight really hard to not be mad. So mad that I lost game 2. And then again, game 3. So it's just, trying to stay in the moment and then, not letting things like that affect future. Because I can't go back and change. Like, as soon as I threw it, I was like, I could have thrown a 4.
Yeah.
And I could have let that ruin the next 2 games, which it almost did. But I was able to rein it back in. A few, 2, 3 years ago, it would have been over. I would have headed outside because I'm losing the next 2. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of mental things that people, more mental to it once you get to a certain level than physical.
Yeah, I think, for me, I have a lot of like steps in my like throw and setup that I like try to, like, whenever I step up to the line, like I have to focus on all the steps. And if I focus on all the steps and do all the things and I'm thinking about doing those things, it's keeping my head out of whatever other thoughts can come in. Which, like, I know in one of our games in the finals, like I said something about like, oh, I should have just stayed lined up at like the bottom right outer from 15, but like
Yeah.
I paid attention to what you did and like while I was set up, and so then I was like, oh, I'll just shift over and throw it at the center, and I think I threw a 4 on the center
I think
from back.
You needed a 5, I think, to stay tied or something. Like I was down 1 maybe, and you went center, but like from an angle, and you got a 4.
No, I shifted over. I moved over.
Like, lined up to where you.
Yeah, I didn't do all the things because in my head when I made that like shift over, I was like, shoot, he's already thrown. It's probably like 6 seconds. I need to just get set and throw real quick because 10 seconds is coming up.
I was counting. I had to stop watching.
And so didn't do all the things and then screwed up the throw and that's just part of it. There's no question about what Neil said there too. The more you throw in those situations, the better.
Oh, I think on 90% of why Eric Rimblas won the Pro-Am was because he had been to 7 other tournaments in the last 8 months.
For sure.
Anybody that had not would have not had would not have been able to stop throwing when all the cheering was going on.
Big time. Stop and completely reset.
Yeah, they wouldn't have been able to stop first. Then if they did stop, they would have never been able to reset and get back to their normal routine. But it was so evident, and it was a very cool moment for me because I had been at almost all of the tournaments he had been to as well, and seen all of the work that he had put in to, once he got the opportunity to throw, in the amateur part, that he really put in the work to make sure that he gave himself the best chance to win it. And not that like Vinny didn't deserve to be there either or anything like that, but just in that moment, I think the difference in him hitting that last kill and missing it was experience, was tournament experience.
Yeah.
And so,
Big Sean tonight. We are brought to you.
yeah, Tabitha, it was big, and like it was almost like emotional to know like to see all of the things he had been through, and then him get to utilize that in that moment.
For sure.
So, but hopefully any of that stuff that we just talked about helps you the next time that you have a chance for a good game, or break your personal record or whatever. I finally, I don't know if I've thrown very many tournament 46s, but I got 2 last weekend.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I did not. Dude, that was like by far my worst Big X tournament of the year, which sucked like real bad.
It's weird because like I was not throwing well until I threw pretty well against some other people. Like I had good games, but I wasn't hitting kills until I played Tyler.
Those were the kill shots were the only thing that I could hit.
Hey, that's not Chris Adams,
which was dumb. And the kill shots that I believe that I was like when I was hitting the kill shots, I was hitting the little guy, the 8, even though it's all 8. But it was like, how in the hell is this working? Doing the same thing that I always do, but staying in the middle, doing the same thing I always do, not working. So, but
I don't know.
Sometimes that just happens.
Earlier, you guys were talking about like rhythm and setup. Setup is one of the reasons I changed to a no step big axe throw, and one of the reasons why I struggle with knife when a venue doesn't have a 17-foot line, because I can't do my normal setup. And I found that was when I would have bad big axe tournaments too, is when I couldn't do my normal setup. Then I would get, even when I started to throw bad, I couldn't correct. Like I couldn't get out of it because I couldn't get back into like a rhythm and like forget about things. I couldn't do that. I had to think too much to set up for each throw. And then I would just get irritated. And man, one thing that irritates me the most, not in big X, obviously, but hatchet, is top left 5.
Oh, sure.
Bottom right 6. Like,
I think anytime like incorrect terminology is used, that also bugs me to death. Like, bulls.
Yeah.
Or like when somebody says like floor instead of like drop or something like that. Because like in my head, when someone says floor quick at a tournament and there's other noise, like it sounds like a 4. And then like now I'm thinking like, did they score at a 4? Like what's going on? And
saying bull instead of 6 is just that's bad. It's so hard to understand what you're saying, especially because that's not a thing.
Yeah.
It's a 6. But then also like saying like outer left top, it's too much. I know where it went.
Yeah, like I get it that like when you say that, like maybe that'll help the thrower remember what they hit or whatnot.
I would rather you take the extra 5 seconds to put it in the tablet. If it's for you, then I would rather you take the extra 5 seconds there than say things that I don't need to know. Or because like you saying top left bull and bottom right bull, I can see. I know where I threw it.
Yeah.
I don't need you to say that. And then if I have I would say 90% of throwers have a routine on what they're going to do. So if they throw at one and they miss it completely, they get a 3. A lot of people are going to throw at that again as part of their routine, or they're going to move on to their next one, which is their routine, right?
Yeah.
Depending on who it is. Hagen goes for the same one after he misses it. I told him to stop doing that. But
I do not. Like, I don't care if I miss it.
I move on to the next one.
Move
I
on
have
to
a
the next.
routine. I would say 98% of the time I follow that same routine. Sometimes from 15 foot, I will do things based upon how the game is going. But for the most part, I stay within a pattern.
Yeah. My first 7 throws are the same every time. They have been since January.
I will say that there have been like 3 games where my first 5 have differentiated, but very rarely. Every now and then on throw 4, I will go for the center and then give myself an opportunity for a kill shot, depending upon what the other person throws. But typically, I'm top left, top right, bottom left, center.
Yeah, like I had one this weekend, and I think it was the first time that this has happened all year. But I was just like, I threw. It was from the front. I'd thrown. I go top left, top right, bottom right, center, every time, and I did that. And on throw 5, I threw the center, and she's like, "Did you know you already threw it that?"
You were like,
And
you know, I didn't already throw it that?
absolutely not. Absolutely didn't. 10,000%. No, that didn't happen.
Also, left target first, then right target.
No.
If you're calling scores, yes.
Oh, yeah. Now I know what
If
you
you're
mean. Sorry,
calling
I thought you
scores-
meant throwing, and I was like, I don't like
No.
that.
If you're calling scores,
Yeah,
left target,
right target.
right target.
Yeah.
Kyle and I are throwing. Kyle throws a 6. He's on the left side. I throw a 5. If you say 5-6, it is going to be confusing.
1,000%. And that will once again make the thrower question what the judge is doing.
Well, every throw.
Is it right? Is this right? And that is just going to get in the thrower's head. And
yes, Austin, I'm starting to think you are as well, based upon you saying you do all of these things. Yeah, if you do right to left, not only is that confusing and wrong, but then sometimes you do left to right, then
mix them up.
you are the worst. Because not now, every time I throw, I almost need to ask you, especially if mine is close, even if it's not close, like, was mine a 6? Was mine a 5? Because you might have thought it was something else, unless you actually go up there and look. And the only time, really, there's no time. I don't know. I was trying to come up with a reason why you would say right to left, but there's not one. So left to right, always. It's one of Jenna's least favorite things, but yeah. No hand signals, Austin. We don't need to see your hand signals. We just want you to do left to right, okay? Just get it together. If it makes it easier, you can put it in first. Put it in the tablet first, and then just read the tablet left to right. How about that? That would be easy. That would be an easy way for you to fix the habit. But also, please also say each person's score. If we both throw 5s, it should be 5-5. It should not be 5s. That's confusing. I'm now falling over the line, thinking that you maybe said an S on the end of that, or maybe you're about to say the other person's score. I actually do not know.
I will say that I've definitely done that before. But I
Yeah.
typically wouldn't do that. Like, that's something that, like, gets done in leagues, but definitely not in a tournament. Because, like, in a tournament, like, Usually it's, you're walking up and seeing everything. And
No, do not say our names.
no,
No. 5, 5.
no, because
We
you start saying people's names, and next thing you know, you're going to be saying,
we actually will know if who got the 5 if you do it left or right. We'll know which one was for which person. Always.
very true.
So yeah, you don't need to say the names because if you read left to right, then we'll already know.
Yeah, or you'll start saying somebody's nickname because that's the only thing that pops up.
Yeah, so those are just some tips for judging. They'll make everybody a little bit happier because that does annoy me sometimes and will cause me to start to throw bad. So if you want to see me throw bad, that's one way you can do it. You can get the judge to say things right to left, call out every position on the target that I hit, like middle 3. Yeah, I know I missed. Thanks. You didn't have to say middle.
Yeah, I will say, for anybody who watches this later and decides they want to comment and say that, like, oh, Lucas is just being a jackass for saying all this stuff, Waddle's head judge is commenting in here saying that everything he's saying is correct, things that should be done by judges. So
I also could just be a jerk. I don't know. Maybe I'm being nitpicky, but those are the things that I think would help. Also, this one is one that I know can't be controlled, but I do this all the time, and I used to do it in regular hatchet. When it was throw 5, when they would say 5, I can't stop repeating it in my head, and then I want to throw a 5. Throw 4 in Big X. If you go look at my throw 4s, I bet if I threw a 4 in a game, it was on throw 4. Because I hear them say, like, for some reason it sticks out in my head when they say throw 4. And I'm like, sometimes that sounds like throw a 4.
oh,
And then I start thinking about that, and then I throw a 4. Yeah,
if I start thinking throw a 4, I'm going to drop it.
Yeah.
I hate that
It's
so
nice.
bad. It's the dumbest thing. I mean, I have the same issue. Like, I purposefully throwing a 4. If I have to sit there and go, just throw a 4,
Yeah, I said
I'm
that.
gonna screw it up.
Yeah.
Screw it up. And it's so dumb because, like, it's no different than, like, going, okay, cool, I'm going to throw at the center bullseye. But, like, something about, like, having to go, that's all I need is just throw that one stupid thing. No, I'm going to mess it up. Probably
No.
because I'm doing the same thing in my head. I'm just thinking about it way too much and
Yeah.
not just doing all the other things. I'm not going to say names.
Huh. Oh, I know usually what throw. There was one time at Worlds, actually, this most recent one, that we all thought it was throw 4 and it was throw 5. And
I
yeah,
will say the one good
my
thing
corner,
about, like, the target currently, it is way easier to know what throw you're on because of the pattern.
yeah, I mean, I have thrown a lot of games and I have had one that is literally the only instance that I can remember where I did not know what throw it was. And there were multiple people that also thought that.
Yeah.
I've also played in a game where we threw 11 throws, and both of the throwers knew it was 11 throws, but we continued anyways.
Didn't you play in that one where you had, like, 11 kill shots too and you had to flip targets?
Yeah, that's a different one. I remembered what throw we were on though.
Okay.
We were in overtime. But yeah, so a lot of games very rarely don't know what throw it is, even when we aimed at the same target over and over again. It really wasn't that hard to remember.
Yeah, I think it was easy to get lost in it sometimes, it was more easy to get lost in it 2023 and prior.
It was also pretty easy when they would just say the score to do the quick math and figure out, oh, I've thrown a 5, so if I have this score, then that means there've been 6 bullseyes at 36 and a 5 at 41. Oh, that means we're about to throw 8. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, all you had to know is your 6 multiples, your 6 table.
Yeah. And a little subtraction for your 5s. But yeah, I don't know. That's my judging range
Still got a pretty good amount of people watching.
currently going with. All right. Anybody else have anything else they would like us to talk about? Because so far all we've done is just bash a bunch of things. So if there's any good notes, I did give out the tips on how to overcome final throw or whatever we were talking about.
Yeah, somebody mentioned some things earlier that I were like, oh, yeah, those are good things to know. It's like, who mentioned that? Where was it at? Scrolling through.
Oh, Tabitha just re-asked. I don't know. Has anybody seen anything? Somebody else sent me a thing about it.
Bruce Netto said positive thinking, relax, and breathe. I got to do the positive thinking thing. That would just start me thinking about other things that weren't axe throwing.
I got some stuff, but it's secret.
What's
Not
that?
Just some stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I can't give away the whole. Can't give away the secret recipe.
I have a couple videos that I watched.
World Blade Sports thingy. I don't know. That's what Tabitha's asking. I don't. If people, somebody else did ask me about it, or well, two people asked me about it.
Seen stuff on social media, but that's about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Anybody else know anything? It's like a new TikTok account. See, I don't have the TikTokies, so I can't indulge in TikToky accounts. It's like a new TikTok account that keeps popping up if we are ready with a new target. Bitch, I know Jenna does. Yeah, but she's asleep, so I don't have TikTokies. I don't think she does. Does she? Aim games? Maybe now, I don't know. World Blade League is total axe in Michigan. Paige is curious. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's the World Blade League. Maybe they like are renaming or doing something. Use code John to know everything. You can use code Johnson to save 10% off of a Gorilla Boy also. Anybody want a Gorilla Boy? Could sell you some credits on a discount. Save you some money. It's like it's a gorilla and a boy. I don't know. Nah, Yosh knows what it is. So, what color is what? Oh,
He's just talking about selling the credits.
Whatever color you want, Tabitha. But I did get my teal one. Did David show it to you? It's in. Where is it? Oh, it's inside. I can go get it. I can go get my new one really quick. Okay, well, wait 1 second, Tabitha.
Now where'd it go?
Ta-da. Teal. Well, it looks a little more green on this.
It looks way more green in person than the initial. But that's
It's close. It's still green. But I got it without the Velcro on the front, which I like because they just always have stuff on them and nothing here, but still room for the patches.
Yeah.
got patches, got little baby bull mags. Sunglasses.
That's right.
But yeah, I was talking about credits if anybody was trying to get one. Yeah, baby bull mags. Bull mags for your baby. Oh, it's not
No,
that green.
it's not that green. Yeah.
Not that green. Not that green. Yeah, so I put all my discs in my other bag now. I went and used it today. Played a little random doubles today.
If you're talking like the Mighty Ducks, Anaheim Ducks in hockey, they did have a teal that was that color for a little bit.
George said, "How we talking?" I don't know what that means, but this is how we talking. This podcast is brought by Gorilla Boy, Southwest, and for judging etiquette.
Paige is interested in those credits.
Hey, we could work something out. Like 20% discount. I don't know. Build a bag, let me know how much it is, and then I'll let you know how much I would sell you that same bag's value. I don't know. Figure it out. Hey, yeah, trade me a few hotel rooms. We could work something out.
Not public yet, Allison. Not public.
What?
Still affiliate only, I believe.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Never even heard of those. George, where you been?
Second, where have you been, George?
Yeah, and are you going to AmChamps? I haven't seen the list. Is there a list?
Yeah, I sent you that list.
Oh, yeah. You did send me a list. Pause. I'm going to go back and look at it.
Actually, you don't have the full one. When I did the screenshot, it eliminated like half of them.
What the heck? Yeah, see? I don't have.
No time for anything. Why not? Barton got you ensuring he's getting every deal. You going in and as the enforcer?
Bro, this has everybody. 62 people.
Nah, it shows you the top and the bottom, but look in the middle. It jumps like 20 people.
Oh, yeah. It's like Scott Brindle, and then he's 32, and then 54 is Ted Cook.
Yeah. Barton got them all working.
Oh, what's up, Paige? Let me get in on that. 250 for 5 days. I'm ready.
ATL for 5 days, costing $250 on the hill.
Yeah, send all the info to me or Kyle, and we'll take advantage of that.
Heck yeah.
Oh, who's Daniel Brian Nielsen? I just think it's funny they put his full legal name is in here. Let's see. What kind of order is this also?
Probably just registration.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. Yeah, the list is Commissioner's Cup. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Christian Boy always is in all caps. Every time I see his name somewhere, like on any spreadsheet, like he must type in all caps all the time or something when he signs up. Because like I'm pretty sure he's in all caps on all of the sign up forms for us as well. I don't know why. But I was about to say, like, I don't see somebody on here that I was expecting to see. Oh, Barton's going to this. George, are you going?
He's in the group that's missing.
No, he's not.
No, I mean the person I think you're thinking of.
The person that I'm thinking of is not on this list.
Right, but they're in the spot that's missing, is what I'm saying.
No, they're not.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Chris sounds extra, needs more. Dude, he definitely needs more access, yes. The bull mag I just switched to costs more than my hotel room. You shouldn't have switched. I mean, not this close to a tournament for sure. Okay, George will be there. Okay, George is in this missing 30 people, it seems.
Where you see that at?
He just said that.
No, I'll be at Commissioner's Cup. Cool.
Duh. Yosh says that, but I'm 99% sure I saw him throwing a big X one this weekend.
I think that Yosh was throwing a different big X. I don't think he was throwing bull neck.
You didn't throw the nuke?
Because I think I saw him throwing, and I was like, oh, not
He
throwing
has a
that.
nuke. I've seen him throw it before.
Yeah, he definitely has one for sure.
Okay, well, he just said he can't afford one, so how he got one, but he can't afford one. Okay, so you can afford one. You just did it on in a raffle. You still paid for it. Yeah, this list is a list. I wonder how they're gonna seed it.
Bullseye percentage.
Uh, I mean, it might help. I don't know. I'm very particular. I'll just stay using the same thing forever. Let me just verify that you're wrong and that the no that there's that person is not on this list. Nope, they're not. But I already knew they weren't. I'll give you a hint if you want to play a game, Kyle.
Sure.
All right. Well, you have to look at the list though, and I'll give you one hint, and you'll probably be able to tell from this hint why they're not on this list. Okay, you ready? You're gonna want to go to number 10. 10 on the list should give you the information of a name that I was gonna say. Oh, I wonder why this isn't on the list. Oh yeah, Colossus is a good choice too, Yosh. Forgot you had that one. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you, pal, they're not on this list.
No, I know. Yep.
Yeah. You can try a bunch of stuff to do it. I'm just always a big advocate that I just don't like switching things. Like it's a lot for me to switch to even the nuke for the big X, but Austin, yeah, why aren't you on the list? Because of baby number 2, and there's no knives, which is your jam, your thing.
um, let's see here. You think that the Paige? You think that the bull mag is top heavy?
What? No, she was saying no, the other one, her Jack, is what she's saying. 0-3 in Hatchet. Do you think they would give you like a complimentary game and you would lose that one too? Yeah, Jack. Jack goes top heavy. Is
Yeah,
what she
for
said.
sure, for sure.
I actually have thrown a Jack of Clubs like twice. I don't know.
So I'll say I threw the Jack of Clubs for a little while in duels, and didn't mind it for duels because I felt like it was easier to like mess with, because like Ryan typically throws high. I was like, oh, if I throw the jack, I can throw low and still have the
There
blade
could
above.
definitely be some advantages. Way less stuff in the way to get in the way.
Yeah.
I would almost prefer, instead of having a jack, like an upside down queen or an upside down king, though, if I was trying to do that.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know much about duels, so
No, not very much at all.
no. Why jack instead of king? Oh, I mean, I actually just switched to throwing a king for duels.
I'll
Like,
tell him why. Or tell him why you, or I'm sorry. Tell him how you feel about throwing the king compared to throwing your other axe.
it's tough. I'm still debating it. Like, I want to like it, but I think that the ace of spades still might be better for most duels throws. But I wanted the full 4 inches of coverage. Is the only reason I'm looking to switch. And so I need to have somebody like thin the cheeks a little bit. And then see if I like it a little bit more. Right now, I just feel like it's wider than my ace of spades, even though it's probably not. I think it's just it feels like it is.
Gen 1. Yosh.
Oh yeah, Gen 1 ace of spades. The one that I've always thrown for duels is actually my the second ace of spades I ever bought. It was a failed QA one, and it has been just annihilated. Still on stock handle, like half a roll of tape, and good to go. It really doesn't have that much damage. It does have one really good split down the back of it, but it's been taped for so long it doesn't affect it at all. It has a lot of other people's axes in the top of it and in the back of it, and on the side of it, it has a lot of world championship throws from Hayden Brown. But yeah, failed QA Gen 1 ace of spades is the axe for sure. The only thing is that now I need that 4 inches of coverage sometimes. I'll miss like a 5 or 6 because I don't have that extra little bit. So I'm figuring it out right now how to throw the king. It's I will say the only thing I like is that I feel better throwing the same axe the whole time instead of switching for kills, and that helped in the marathon that we did. Made it a lot easier to hit kills, but I didn't hit very many kills during the actual tournament though. So
You wasted them all.
hey, 25 out of 28 ain't bad.
That's good.
Yeah, that is actually Yosh. That's what Smith was doing for a while. Oh, for sure, John. I just didn't have another one laying around. I actually I don't have a 4 ounce one yet, so I'm just waiting. It might be the move. I just got to get one and throw it first. Definitely the nuke gave me more coverage, and that's
Heck yeah.
Yosh.
Yeah, I'm
If you
excited to. I just got my new
use that
back
code
this
on the
weekend,
nuke,
so
you get 5/8 more inch coverage.
excited to get more throws on it. And
Yeah. If you decide you don't like it, I can also help you throw it.
I think I'm actually gonna. So when I got back I got back Sunday, but when I got in Monday, Big X is the only thing right now really that is not 100% the same as my other throws. Because like I would still use my like put my hand up for indexing and stuff. But I think that if I choke up, like probably like 2 or 3 inches, very essentially very close to like where you're holding on yours.
Yeah.
With the recurve on there, it throws very easily, like just using the exact same setup as hatchet that I do. So just need more throws to.
What did Neil Rush just reply to? Can you see?
Replying to Neil Russ, Tyler Flynn, eyeballs.
So I'm confused because I can't see on here. If anybody else can see the original, can they tell me?
Probably from way back.
I know, but I just want to know what it is. With the John, where'd you go? You were here at the beginning and then you left and you're back again? Oh, 750 Pro. And Neil said, there will definitely be a lot of pros, but it did say 600 at some point in the beta 1 document. And maybe that's changed and maybe they've come up with a way to differentiate. Oh, yeah. He replied to him saying, I'd rather go AM next year with spots.
Splits.
What? Well, he said spots and then he said splits. Yeah, Tyler is also now saying AM and means advanced, but he also is going to have to sandbag during league to keep his rating under 600. John, what if I told you about eating? Don't do that while you have orders.
It's too late for
Power
McDonald's.
through. I don't know. McDonald's sounds kind of good.
I'm at Taco Bell all day right now.
Oh, I just had Taco Bell. Like, I mean, to be fair, that was like 4 hours ago. So I could probably have some McDonald's French fries. It's no big deal. But I'll probably end up having a Uncrustable.
So I bought some candy while I was in Michigan this past week, and when I got back, the last couple of days have been really rough. My back's been crazy, my knees been funky, and the weather's awful nice. So like I'm not. It's weird because usually it feels like it's gonna rain the way that I've been this last couple of days. So like last night I was after finished eating and was watching TV, and I was like back was hurting, but I knew it was close to like I'm gonna go to bed soon. So I grabbed a candy and made a mistake. Candy was a bigger piece of candy than I thought. I'm just kind of using words that aren't exactly sound, but well, once I said candy, I realized that I should have split that candy in half, and
Only had half a candy?
yeah, shortly thereafter, I messaged Amanda and she had already gone up to bed, and I was like, "Am I a bad person if like I really want to order Domino's new mac and cheese right now?" And
We just got one really close to us.
dude, I will tell you what, the new mac and cheese pasta that Domino's has is
I didn't get the mac and cheese.
incredibly good.
I did get one of their other pastas. Oh, it was just like chicken Alfredo.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
The mac and cheese, really good. So yeah, about like 11:30, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll just order. And I was like, oh, the coupon the coupon thing said you got to buy 2 of them to get $6.99. So I bought 2 of them, and I tell you what, when I was finishing, like by the time the mac and cheese got there, the candy was hitting hard, and I was almost in tears when I got to the last noodle, and I was like, should I order more? and it was, whew. So I
Um,
gotta pay attention better next time. But it
the
was
thought
well
of
worth it.
food is why John got knocked out this weekend. Just found out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just him thinking about food.
Because he didn't eat.
I don't know, but um, eating while throwing is a bad idea typically.
Yeah,
I
agreed. Agreed.
But yes, I do order chicken tenders, Neil, and they're
Chicken
delicious.
tender
And I'm
gang.
not even mad about it. I went and got free ones yesterday because we just got our own Raising Cane's here in Murfreesboro, and I went for a friends and family thing yesterday. Yeah,
ChickenTenderGang.com.
send those deets.
What's
Use
that?
code John to eat. All right,
Okay.
Yosh, you can't use codes anymore. You're banned from saying use code John or use code anything until it actually is a code that works. You can only say use code Johnson for a gorilla bag. Agreed, no codes. Yeah, John and I have decided officially just now without conversing that you're no longer allowed to use codes for anything. You're no longer allowed to type that. I actually have been working on, speaking of chicken tenders, I've been working on launching a chicken tender merch website. So there you guys will all have to buy a shirt to help support me going to tournaments and stuff. If you buy enough shirts, then I won't go to any tournaments. How about that idea? Tyler is a small child because he said it's so late. You know, Hagen never commented in here, but Hagen at one point messaged me and asked why we weren't on yet. And then I never saw any comments in here, so I don't even know if he watched. He probably gave up.
Holy cow.
What? Is anybody even watching still?
Oh, yeah.
We got like 5 people.
Nope.
This is where you're going to say, no, we have 6.
Oh, you're not even going to be able to see it.
Late. It's actually not that late if you go, oh, yeah, we'll give you a 30-second breakdown. All right, John, first, a lot of people won tournaments or got top 4 at them. We went over that. Next, we went over if you know of a venue that wants to have a tournament, tell them to tell us. Fill out the form. Then we went over how Waddle doesn't Waddle's schedule is not out yet, but Cornhole and Disc Golf already have all theirs, which makes it easier for them to save money when planning travel because they can do it so far in advance. And if you fly Southwest, it's better than flying other things. Then we went over judging, call left to right, don't say bullseye, don't tell me which bullseye I hit. That was the gist of that.
Appropriate judge terminology.
Appropriate judge etiquette.
There we go.
And then we talked about I like chicken nuggets. And I think that's about it. So
We talked about the AmChamps rules for
amateur
amateur play
rules,
being strange.
and there not being a head-to-head tiebreaker, instead bullseye percentage. And then we went over why bullseye percentage isn't calculated correctly. And then I went and looked at one to verify that it wasn't calculated correctly and did the math and basically stay down. I don't know. I mean, also not that centrally located for those in Tennessee.
Kind of.
I mean, it would be more centrally located if it was in Nashville. That would be better for me.
Yeah.
George, yes, we don't have a set time. It would be better if we did. Oh, I can see it now.
The
Hey,
majority,
I can see what you posted.
the majority of the time we are on Thursdays. Time typically will vary based on leagues, but
Based on Kyle. I don't have league on Thursday
yeah,
anymore.
it used to be based on him too, but now it's based on me. But we do typically always post on the Throw Pros page and the discussion page the day of, typically 3 to 5 hours at a time.
Yeah. Aaron, no. I decided to take a weekend off. So no
Jack
Mesa.
split.
I was gonna go, but I just have been missing several days of work and decided I would rather go to Jersey next weekend. It,
Correct. Flights booked.
yep, it just came down to a couple of other variables as well, but just decided I would rather go there. I know, I know. Yeah, work. I don't have a venue anymore, so I gotta like actually work. I know. I was actually gonna talk about them earlier, Bruce. I looked at them, and then I was like, I don't really know some of these people, so I can't really comment on certain things. So I don't really know. Um, yeah, if you're trying to travel efficiently, for sure, Southwest. And if you travel enough efficiently, you get even better seats on Southwest because you can get on early and you can get an exit row, and it's not quite the recliner you're talking about, John, but it's pretty nice. It's not bad. And and there's a lot of direct flights, so it's like you're not on the plane for that long anyway, so who cares? And you get snacks that are free. And Jenna has certain status, so she gets
Free energy.
2 alcoholic beverages every time. And usually, if you're nice to the people on the plane, you can get more than that for free.
The flight attendants.
Yeah, I was gonna say stewardess.
I was gonna say that too, but then I was like, oh yeah, it's flight attendant. I guess it's the same thing.
Yeah, but I guess is stewardess female?
Yeah, stewardess would be
Yeah.
female.
So just a steward.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Austin, and still like a million hours from Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Roughly like 8.5. Oh, from Murfreesboro, 9 probably.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like 9 or 10. Um, Yosh, I actually have never really gotten out of escape games, but I'm not any more into them right now. Um, I'm trying to help a few people with them, but I all the time do tech support for a company. And I do it 90% remote, but I do travel to fix games and props once there's enough at any given location. Which reminds me, I have a fix for one of the things that I finally figured out what is wrong, and I haven't told them yet, so I should do that. But it makes it hard because like it's not a programming thing. I have remote access where I can program them, but otherwise I actually have to explain to somebody else how to fix it. And then I have to wait for pictures and or videos, etc. And it makes it a lot more challenging. But I have figured out a lot of remote services um, tips and tricks over the last couple of years. Used to really struggle to get the information I needed. Now I know the right questions to ask and things to do, so that helps. Austin, I could go look at the form, but how many lanes you got? And what's the closest airport for those that are further than
Probably Chicago.
hours, Canada, Toronto? Oh, if Yosha's been there even once, that's more than me. Oh, I just realized that he typed a bunch of stuff up there. He did say 9 hours from portions of Tennessee, 4 hours from Ohio, 3 from Detroit, 3 from Indy, 4 from most of Wisconsin, 6 from St. Louis, 6 from Iowa, 9 from portions of Tennessee.
Yeah, Chicago would probably be the closest.
Oh, I also didn't see Neil's comment that I was scared, and that's why I didn't go to Mesa. And that is 100% it. Very scared. Yo,
Is
what are we
South Bend to that? I don't think theirs is international though, so probably no Southwest.
Chicago is 2 hours. South Bend is 45 minutes. So South Bend would not have Southwest, I'm pretty sure. But
Yeah,
I mean, Chicago is what I flew into for Michigan. So I mean, there's a chance.
yeah, but you're like right on the lake too, right, Austin? If I'm not mistaken. There's like a handful of seconds delay between.
Oh, Neil, I love escape rooms. I don't know what Neil's emoji is. Oh, it just changed to a crying face.
Yeah, it always sends like a blank thing first, and then
Yeah, it was something weird at first. Best sunsets around. Wow. Make sure. Oh, that's what you should name the tournament.
best sunsets around. Or
Yeah. Sunset something.
Sunset Showdown.
I can live at the venue? Okay, now we're talking. What are the amenities like at said living venue? And don't tell everybody. I don't want to live with all these people at the venue. Just shoot me a message. And this is how you save money on stays. Whoa. I don't actually know what this is. It's a mount of some sort. I just don't know what it went on.
What's that?
Something. It was like probably when she used to sell clothes on Facebook Live.
Oh yeah, the
Lula.
LuLaRoe. Yeah, yeah, I got one of those. Mine's a little different though.
Oh, yours has a hole in it. You should try and get a refund. You probably used code Yoshi. So yours came with a hole in it. John, I don't think there is really much else in 2024. It's pretty much over after AmChamps or after, I mean, next weekend is the last thing of 2024 that you can get points from or anything.
Yeah, I'll double check.
It's the last weekend of the season next weekend.
So November, there's
Right?
whatever the heck this is. There's a Waddle Gobble Tier 3. And then the Tier 2 at Jersey.
Yep.
And then AmChamps. Nothing after AmChamps in December.
There can't be anything after
Empty.
there can't be anything after next weekend because there's no seasons, there's nothing.
Season's not over yet.
When's the season over?
That's on the main page.
I think it's over. Oh, maybe it's the following weekend.
Season doesn't end. Season 4 doesn't end until December 1st.
Oh, well, it's the last tournament weekend. I know that.
Yeah, it's the last tournament.
Oh, because it has to be because they're still giving away AmChamp circuit points, so they can't run it past AmChamps.
Yeah.
Or right up to it. So that gives them like 2 to 3 weeks to do that. So yeah, the only thing to look forward to after Am Champs or after this weekend is
George, I don't practice now, so
leagues. Will y'all keep practicing 15-foot rules? Yeah, so unfortunately I don't practice now. But yeah, so November 3rd, that Sunday, Jersey is the last day for tournaments. Yeah, I mean, the only thing to look forward to, John, would be marathons. But will I continue to throw 15 foot? I probably will not throw very much 15 foot. I probably will focus more on 12 foot. And then right before Worlds, I'll probably put in a little work on 15 foot again. I'll probably devote like a week or two to try to practice more before Worlds. So end of March, I'll be busy.
yeah.
Yeah, so I do have a season for both now, but now that I'm throwing with Joe Devine, it makes it a lot harder to throw a season. But we did get one in at this most recent tournament. We just got done early-ish on Friday and got somebody to throw with us, and we just threw a 2-person marathon real quick.
2 team.
Yeah.
4 people.
What, 2 people? Yeah,
Just
sorry.
making sure nobody questions.
We got 2 more people to throw with Joe and I, is what I was saying, which was 2 teams, which was 4 total people. There you go. Run a marathon Sunday to get the last season in for Hatchet. There you go. You have plenty of time, George. You have a whole month. Yes, I brought my dog and my cat with me to Michigan just so they could throw duels again. Unless you're referring to Amber Devine as my dog and Chris Adams as my cat, then you're correct. You thought I was a spider, like a Netflix show? I don't know what that means, but I'm not a spider. All right. Anything else anybody wants to talk about, or should I go to sleep so that I can go to work tomorrow?
I'm actually surprised we still have the amount of people we have watching. 2.5
Then
hours in.
must be all the West Coast people.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. It's earlier where
Only
they
10 o'clock there.
Yeah.
George, you don't have to practice before Am Champ. You can just throw however you want. Don't even worry about it.
He's like an accountant now.
Audits. That's the name of the game.
He's an auditor.
That's right. If any of these schools do something wrong, I'll make sure to figure out what they did. We're trying, Neil. I should put on an outdoor unsanctioned festival tournament in December since nothing is going on. Angerwood, but in Georgia. You should, John. You can definitely do anything you want in December.
Call it
Outside of
dogwood or whatever. Your
It'd be cooler if you did it inside, but Uber Eats, George?
It's a double bit tournament. I don't have those. I just wear shorts.
Yeah, that's why I would rather do it inside. I don't want to be cold. What if it rains too? That ruins everything. Or a storm. One year it stormed.
Dude, he's in like
I was gonna win $5,000 in duels that year.
Savannah-ish area, so it's gonna be like,
There's only one person that's more mad about that than me, and that's Ian Malpass.
what's that? Oh,
Ian and I were going to win duels that year, and it got canceled, and he has never been more upset.
he's literally quit extering basically.
Yeah, because of that, because of the storm at Angrywood.
Damn tornadoes.
To be fair, it sprinkled
Yeah, but it was tornadoes that night.
somewhere else, not there.
Right across the river from the hotel.
I didn't see any. I didn't even see any damage the next day.
Oh, there was definitely damage. Yeah, I drove back with Ryan.
I don't know. We threw outside during the storm at Got Wood, throwing triples.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah, it was the people who own that property though that were freaking out. That's
Yeah,
why they.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not blaming anybody.
But we should have just did the tournament at Godwood.
Or I don't even care if we did the tournament. We could have just given Ian and I like some of the money. But oh well. All right, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it unless somebody has something really cool to talk about. You got 5 seconds for me to see the comment.
Yeah, Taco Bell is calling my name. All right, bye.
Oh, I already got it down. Peace. Yeah, adios. See everybody next time.
All right,
NBA
guys.
is back. That's what Austin's about to type.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining.
Yep. Adios.